Bună ziua, bine ați venit. Well, today I want to talk about life in Rovine, which is the area where I live in Craiova. I started going out for coffee because I'm retired, and it's nice to socialize with people. And I was talking to this old guy who came for coffee every day in the same terraza where I go. And 2 years later, I found out his name was Nicolae Negrila, and he was a member of Craiova Maxima and a former international footballer for Romania. And he's a legend because he scored against Kaiserslautern in I'm going to say UEFA Cup. I may be wrong, semi-final. He didn't say a thing about being a footballer. It was just nice to talk to him to practice my Romanian. I was going to do an interview with him in a film, but he's a friend, so I don't want to exploit that. And I'm sure he would do it, but it's kind of treading over the line, as we say. So football's been a key feature. I wasn't really a football fan. I mean, I've been a football fan in the UK, but it's been great for making friends because I go with my friends from the Cifere, Emil and Mitica and Mugurel to the football, to watch Universitatea Craiova. So we go and we sit together and we have a great time. So football's been a great way of linking with people, finding people to talk to, chatting, and we're meeting up for a meal here at Casa Gincha after New Year. With our wives, we're all going to meet up. So it's a great way of making friends, of socializing. Speaking the Romanian language has been challenging because I'm a bit old now to learn a new language, but you've got to learn the language if you're living in a country. I mean, I speak French and I speak German pretty fluently. Because I was a teacher of French and German in a previous existence. The difference with the language here is the stress. Prepositions are always tricky. So pronunciation of stress and verbs. Verbs are a bit of a nightmare in Romania. Because here in Oltenia we use the simple past, which isn't really used. It's perfectly correct to use it, but it isn't really used elsewhere. So that's another complication. And then there's the R sound. You have a trilled R, which really comes from the front of the mouth. In German, it comes from the back of the mouth. It's a more guttural R. In French, it's about in the middle. And in Romanian, it's at the front. So you've got to learn these pronunciation rights. And the problem is, as I was saying to a friend the other day, after about the age of 10 or 11, your vocal cords become fixed. They become used to the language that you're speaking. In English, we don't have this trilled R sound. That's the French one. So we don't have that. So you've got to learn to do it and to fake it. And that is difficult. But you get there in the end. I went to change a bank account the other day. Wow. Took about an hour. The bureaucracy is unbelievable. The number of forms you have to fill in. I mean, it's your money, it's in your bank account, but to switch accounts, to move money from a deposit account to a current account, or from one bank to another, they don't really like that, because obviously the bank is losing their money. It takes a lot of time and a lot of forms. If you do it online, it takes 2 minutes, but you have to go into the bank, show your ID, change the account, etc., etc. It helps if you know people, if you have a contact, like I was talking about the other day at the CAS, the health insurance office. If you know people and you have contacts, things move a lot more quickly. If you don't, it can take an awful long time. When you come to Romania, shop like a local. Go to the markets, because you get bio, you get organic food. It can be more expensive. Here we have Piazza della Gara in Rovine, where I live, and that is more expensive than the Piazza Mare, which is in the center of town. If you're buying cabbages, you can't live without cabbages in Romania, you'll be paying, well, we were paying $2.50 a kilo for a cabbage in the main market, and they were $3.50 to $4 lei per kilo here. So learn to shop like a local. I watch a lot of YouTube, obviously, videos, and a lot of foreigners who come to Romania seem to stay in Airbnbs. I've never stayed in an Airbnb. I mean, I don't really understand the concept. Maybe it's cheaper, I don't know. We would tend to stay in hotels or pensione. We would stay in guest houses because they are cheaper than hotels. Airbnb is a concept I can't really get my head around, and I'm too old to learn to deal with that. I understand that some people have very bad experiences with Airbnb. Some people think it's fine. Prices. You sort of get used to Romanian pricing policies. I mean, a beer at my local terasa will cost me I think it's $6.50. So that's about £1, just over £1. I try not to think in English pounds. I think in Romanian money. A glass of wine is £6, so that's £1. I think you've got to try to adapt to the pricing in your country where you live. So don't always compare it with UK pricing or international pricing, but think about how much people earn here and what the prices are here, and then you adapt. So that's just a general comment. Do I own property? No, I don't, and that's very unusual, because I rent. 96% of Romanians own their own property, which is extraordinary. I mean, in the UK, I think people can't afford to own their own property anymore because property prices have just gone through the roof, and there are no signs of those coming down in the near future. Use local shops. There are two local shops I use. There is a price differential because they have to make a living, so they're more expensive than our local Lidl or Kaufland. you're keeping their business going. And if it's late at night and you want to go and get something, you'll be glad to have those shops open. So I try to support local independent businesses if I can, as well as obviously for big shops using the big chains like Lidl or Kaufland. But people here do use local shops. They'll come to the local shop where I have my coffee with Dom Negrila and ask, has the bread come yet? And if it hasn't come, they'll come back later to get their bread there, because they're used to coming there for their bread at Toulé, a loaf, which is not, not very expensive. Get used to displays of affection, I suppose. If it's your birthday, you will kiss people, men and women, okay? So get used to that. It's the same in France. So get used to overt displays of affection, which I think is quite normal. We go out very occasionally to local restaurants. When I lived in London, we would probably go out to eat 2 or 3 times a week. Here, maybe once a month for a special occasion. But we don't go out to eat. We eat at home and we drink at home, because that's what we do. And if you socialise with people, you tend to socialise in their homes. You don't socialise in a restaurant or a bar. You don't do that. Okay, the final thing is we're in the middle of December at the moment, and they have this wonderful system in Romania of what is called La Școala Altfel, a different kind of school, where kids are taken out of school for a week and they don't go maybe to a tabara, but they go on trips and they go on excursions and they go to see Santa Claus, and they get out of school and they go on a coach and they go on visits, and I think that's really healthy and keeps them enthusiastic and happy as we come up to the Christmas holidays. Okay, well, I'm off in a few days to the UK for Christmas, so may I wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and thank you very much for watching. Arrivederci.